Hi, this is Jack. This is the story of Jack. Jack's beginning, the origin story, the birth story. I have a lot of clips and recordings from the hospital and from Jack's birth and from the days surrounding Jack's birth. And I don't really know how to put it all together, so I thought I would just tell the story a little bit and pop in the clips here and there wherever they fit. So if I'm just talking and all of a sudden I stop talking and a clip starts, that's that part of the story. That's where we were. Maybe he'll sleep through this. Maybe we'll have to take a break. I don't know. Twas the night before September. It was August 31st, and we had our 37-week appointment. Come on out, Jude.
Go to the light.
It's a really mean thing to say to an old dog. August 31st, we had our 37-week appointment, and I thought it was an ultrasound, so I started to film. It's like I was gonna make a video about our trip to see Jack with an ultrasound. How you doing?
Fat.
Struggling to get in the car. Let's go to another possible ultrasound.
It's not an ultrasound.
Cassie told me it's not an ultrasound, so I didn't film. But we went to the doctor, and whenever she talked to us, I always just recorded the audio in case we needed to listen to it again. So I happened to be recording the audio when she told us that we were going to have a baby. She said, "Your blood pressure is high, you're past 37 weeks, it's time to have a baby," or something like that. Let's insert that audio right here. I'll make some subtitles because it's kind of hard to hear. But this is us figuring out that we're not just at an appointment, we're having a baby like today. So insert that here.
Okay. Still high? Even worse than it was?
It's about the same, maybe a little higher.
What is it?
It was 155 over 95. 96, excuse me. You're past 37 weeks and you have high blood pressure. It's time to have a baby. Okay, it's too high for me to let you go home.
Really?
Today?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Uh-huh.
Oh my god.
Okay. Now we know we're having a baby. The news is kind of sinking in. We're freaking out a little bit. Cassie?
I lost if I didn't do that I needed to do.
What'd you have to do?
I've got laundry in the dryer.
We're having a baby
Oh my god.
today or tomorrow. It's August 31st, September 1st, tomorrow.
Amber was right. She said, let's have lunch because you probably had the baby before.
The boys, it's the day. And they always say, you'll never be ready. And we're as ready as we could be. But we just came to an appointment. We didn't think they're gonna make us stay. So it's a lot of things I have to go do. But the boys coming. Then we had to go to the hospital. They wheeled Cassie across.
We didn't get to go home.
She said, like, I can't let you go home. You heard that part. So just straight from our appointment, at our 37-week appointment to check on Jack, straight over to the hospital. So right to labor and delivery. We get to a labor delivery room and it's happening. It's a little sooner than we thought. He's surprising us.
I have this planned for today.
This was not on the schedule, but it's happening. It's time. Like, it's time to have a baby. She's not started labor, but they're gonna induce at 8 p.m. And this is like midday, so we got some time to think about it and eat Chick-fil-A. I think that's when I went and got Chick-fil-A. And then after lunch, I had to go. Oh, I had just left work, so I went home and to get my truck and to go get my trailer from work. Update. I have returned my work trailer to my house. Parked my truck and trailer, locked it up, fed the dogs. Sean came over, shot Noodle with insulin so he could learn how to do that for tomorrow morning. And got the 4Runner all packed up, got our go bag, got our blankets and pillows, got my camera, got Cassie's water bottle. One Route 44 Diet Cherry Limeade was requested. Help Jack slide right out with a Diet 44 Route Cherry Limeade. Route 44 Diet Cherry Limeade. I have never ever been as nervous and flustered and just no idea how many thoughts are running through my head at the exact same time. I don't even know why I'm filming this. Probably won't use it. Just wanted to do an update in case I decide one day that I will use it. Going over Chapman Mountain. It is a beautiful Thursday afternoon, 6:19 p.m. She will be induced at 8 p.m. Back to the hospital. I am falling apart on the inside, holding it together on the outside. It's not even that I thought we had 3 more weeks. It's just that it's here, and I was prepared mentally as I could possibly be. I've read all the books. I know all the things there is to know. I'm ready for everything. But none of that prepares you for how you feel when it's time. The doctor said, it's time. And my brain went, Alright, that's where we are. At the hospital. Diet Cherry Limeade. It's like 6:30 p.m. or 7, something like that. How much longer do you think?
Hoping lunch tomorrow.
You think it's gonna be lunch tomorrow?
Yeah.
8 p.m. The first half of a pill. What's the pill called?
Start with a C. I don't know.
Some kind of pill that starts with a C that induces labor. Like,
It thins your cervix.
it thins the cervix to start labor. And we're supposed to do that at 8 p.m. and then midnight and then 4 a.m. and then 8 a.m. Half a pill each time until she starts getting dilated enough to have a baby. And they were going to do some kind of other medicine. What's it called?
Pitocin.
They were going to do Pitocin
After 6 C pills.
after 6 of the C pills, whatever those are called. And we never had to do Pitocin. We did 8 p.m. She started, and we just kind of slept, just took some naps. She was in labor technically, I guess, after 8 p.m., but it wasn't bad, so she was able to get a nap in, and I took a nap on a stupid little couch. It was awful. Anyway, another half of the C pill, whatever it's called. You don't know what it's called?
We'll just put it at the bottom. I'll Google it.
Some kind of pill softens the cervix. A softening a cervix softening pill. So midnight, the other half a pill comes in, and they check her dilation, and they're like, "Oh, you're doing this naturally. No pitocin. Pitocin? Pitocin? Robitussin. She's just dilated naturally, so she's about to have a baby. Not like that moment, but she's dilating, so it's happening. And then it gets painful. Like from midnight to 4 a.m., those 4 hours, she started to feel things. It was getting rough. And she got a fentanyl. we didn't know it was going to be
They don't
fentanyl.
tell you that.
They said, we can give you a little pain medication. And she was like, sure. So they give her a little pain medication. And as she's putting in the IV, the nurse is injecting it into Cassie's IV. She's like, I'm doing the fentanyl now. And me and Cassie look at each other like,
I immediately thought of San Francisco.
oh my God, we're doing fentanyl. But Cassie went, I was there.
We're gonna drop some fentanyl. So.
I took my own dose of fentanyl when she did hers. No, Cassie went from in pain and making a face like, to, whoa. She was on a completely different planet immediately, and she felt some relief. But the problem was, she could only have that once an hour, and it only lasted about 30 minutes, and she was back to very painful contractions. So the second hour came around, they were like, all right, it's been long enough, you could have another dose if you want. And she kind of didn't want to do it, but she was in pain, so she did it. That time really messed her up. She didn't like that at all. She didn't like the way she felt. Didn't really even help with the pain. We were 15 minutes in, contractions were hurting her pretty bad. So she said, I'm not doing that again. This is when I was like, please do it again, because it's hurting me to watch you hurt. I know that sounds like I'm making it about me. I'm not. She was in pain. I was watching her be in pain, and that made it painful for me, kind of. So she wouldn't do fentanyl again. No more medication. And at this point, she's still, I'm not doing the epidural. Oh, Jack, you want your passy? He doesn't want his passy. This is a time bomb. He's waking up. Sweet baby boy. Okay. She still doesn't want the epidural. She wants to have a fast labor, push him out. She wants to feel everything and know what she's feeling. And then sometime in the middle of the night, during this time, her water breaks and the contractions go from 5 out of 10 level of pain to 10 out of 10 level of pain pretty rapidly. And she doesn't want fentanyl anymore, so that's when she decides, all right, we should probably do the epidural. The last hour has been really rough for Cassie and for me, but mostly for her. I just had to watch her go through it, which was rough. But we are 8:46 a.m. That is 12 hours, 46 minutes of labor so far. She was 4 to 4.5 to 5, something like that, centimeters dilated, 4 to 5. And the last hour, the contractions got so painful. She went from it's about a 5 out of 10 to this is a 10 out of 10, give me an epidural. Now you think, all right, I'm in the worst pain I've ever felt, give me the epidural, I've changed my mind, I'll have it now. No, you gotta wait a long time. So they had to prepare a cart for the anesthesiologist to come in, and he had to have his little cart just right. And then that guy was kind of like zero bedside manner. He comes in, finally, this is like, no, I forgot
He was a real jerk.
I forgot the fluids. So she had a bag of fluids, like as tall as Jack, from Jack's head to his butt. And it was like this big around, and she had to have all those fluids go in her, drip into her IV before the epidural was allowed. So we did close to like 40 to 45 minutes of just the worst labor contractions that you can imagine while the fluids drip in. And it's got numbers on the bag, and I'm reading them to her like, oh, we're only on 9. There's 9 more to go. There was 10, we're down to 9. And then got a little closer. The bag runs out. Hold on. Good. There you go. There you go. Yes. The fluid bag is finally empty, and it's time to get the epidural. Call the anesthesiologist. He finally comes in, and he's just a jerk. He's like slapping things around and sticking needles in, and Cassie has to sit up and lean on the side of the bed, and she's like in the middle of a contraction. She falls back over before he can really get started and has that contraction. It's like a minute and a half long of just the worst pain I've ever seen her in, and me crying for her. And then she sits back up, and it's time to get the epidural. He sticks the humongous needle in. I saw that. I didn't watch it go in, but I saw it, and
Oh no.
I think I'm getting peed on. So the needle goes in, and I'm in front of Cassie holding her hands and holding her head up and trying to. And I feel the needle go in her back, and I get lightheaded. The walls start closing in. I'm not good with needles. I start to pass out. I don't pass out, but I have to get down. I was already squatting down below the bed, but I had to get literally on both my knees because I was going to fall pretty hard if I didn't. So I dropped down to my knees, still kind of trying to hold her up. She's like, hold still. I can't hold still. I'm about to pass out. So she gets the epidural. He pulls the needle out. The catheter stays in her spine. He goes and connects it to the IV bags, whatever kind of medicine drips into her spine. Takes 20 minutes. So he's like, oh, you're good to go. You should start to feel that in 20 minutes. So 20 more minutes. We're up to like, after this 20 minutes, it'll be an hour from when she decided, I can't take it anymore. Let me have the epidural. And then, okay, sure, wait an hour, and then you can have an epidural. So finally it starts to kick in, and that was like the greatest relief. Doing much better now. She's back to being a human. She can speak and breathe, and she looked at me and told me to get out. She's getting a catheter. So, little update. Halfway there, I guess, as far as dilation, but who knows how far on time. 8:48 a.m. Getting closer. Like, I went from watching her 10 out of 10 pain, screaming. She said, God bless America a couple times. That was really cute. And then she's just all of a sudden awake and laughing and smiling. And we were 7 centimeters dilated. We're at 9 centimeters, roughly. The epidural has been administered, and Mama is feeling much better than she was during those last few contractions before the epidural. We're gonna keep Jack in as long as his heartbeat will maintain the right number, around 130, and then let him work his way down until he's as close as possible, so the pushing isn't as long as is as short as it can be. Not talking well. How you doing, Mama?
Good.
Feeling better?
Much better.
She's very cold now. Epidurals make you cold, apparently. But we're getting close. It's looking more and more like 9/1/2/3 is going to be the birthday. Those last few centimeters just flew by with a lot of pain, I'm sure, but went by very fast.
Good for yourself.
Epidurals are awesome. That's all I have to say about epidurals.
Just order it before it's too late.
Yeah, I would say when you're at a 6 out of 10 pain, go ahead and get that epidural, because that 10 out of 10 is coming quick, and it's not fun. It was not fun to watch. It was not fun for her, I'm sure, but it was definitely not fun for me to hold her hand and have to watch my wife go through that. You did that, you little sweetie. Okay, so then it's time to have the baby. We get to 9 centimeters, and they're like, let's let him get as low as possible because we don't want to push marathon. We want to push as little as possible. So he's getting lower and lower cervix is getting more and more dilated. We're at 9 centimeters and growing, and it's time to start pushing finally. I guess what's the timeline? We're at like 10 a.m.
Yeah.
Probably 10 a.m. So we're 14 hours of labor technically from that first half a pill she took at 8 p.m. the night before, and it's time to start pushing. And our 2 labor and delivery nurses are super cool. They just kind of do most of it. We're Cassie's up in the stirrup things. Are they called stirrups? Whatever the things are, with her feet up really high, both sides, and they do a count like, and 1,
2, 3,
That a girl.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Take a deep breath and push. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Deep breath
and that's when they call in Dr. Rushing. He comes in to catch. They said he just basically catches the baby. So he comes in, we do a couple more pushes, really dramatic, really emotional, and I won't give you much more details, but baby comes out, Jack comes out.
He's a little stunned. He just got born. Come on, Kitty. There we go. All right, Mom, you ready?
Oh my god. Happy birthday,
You
Dad.
come
11:29 a.m. on September the 1st, 2023. This little guy. 15 days before his due date. I don't know if he peed on me or he's just sweating on me. I'm a little wet. It's okay. And then they take him away over to a tray, and I go over there and I'm watching. They're sucking out amniotic fluid out of his mouth and patting him on the back, and he's coughing things up and coming to life, breathing air for the first time. And then they bring him back over to Mama, and that's when she really gets to hold him for the first time. Gets him all wrapped up and on her chest like this, and it's just the sweetest thing I've ever seen. And then a little bit later, I get to hold him for the first time, and this video is, I remember this video. This one's going to be cropped because Cassie's changed it in the other side. And I grabbed him like this, and I'm holding my son for the very first time, and Cassie's over in the background. I didn't even realize it. I just wanted to have it on video that I was holding him for the first time. So that she hands him to me, and I'm looking at him, and he opens his eyes as I walk towards the window. And obviously I can't show you this part, but maybe we could listen to the audio. I said, oh, my eyes are burning, because I got close to the window and he squinted real hard like this. And the exact moment that I said, oh, my eyes are burning, Cassie had taken her robe off. She was naked. And the nurse said, that was not good timing to say that. And then poorly timed sentence, oh, my eyes are burning. Cassie played along like, oh, you jerk.
Jeez. Just pushed out your son. This is how you repay me. Oh my god. Look away, you jerk.
Then we bring in some parents. Bruce and Sherry come up first. Grandma and Grandpa come up and look at the little guy and check on their daughter. Mama was doing well. Baby's doing well. And then it was time for my mom and dad. They came up. Grandma and Grandpa. I don't know what we're gonna call them yet.
Papa Willard.
Papa Willard. And what was Mammy? Is that what they call her?
Yeah.
What was I gonna call her? Mammogram. Mamma Grandma. Okay. Visits. We get the visits out of the way for the immediate family. Come up, visit parents, grandparents. Then we get to go to our room. Mama's fixing to get in the chair. We're pushing this to our next room. Got my dad's shoes down there, ready to go. We leave labor and delivery and we go to the 5th floor where it's like, you gotta stay a couple days because they have to make sure that the baby's okay, one, and I guess they're kind of checking on you to make sure that you as the parents, us as the parents, know how to keep it alive. Can you keep your baby alive? And we were doing okay. He took to breastfeeding really quick. Just, it was a little bit of a learning curve on trying to get him to do it, but he loves milk, so he's right. He was all in. He's been a really easy baby to feed. They came and checked his temperature immediately when we got there, and then we had to go to the nursery because his temperature was like a degree or two low, which was apparently pretty bad. So he had to sit under a light in the nursery, a heat lamp, kind of like a tanning bed, and he stayed there for a couple hours. I stayed with him and watched through the window. They wouldn't let me go in. Then I got to take him back to the room. And then we did professional photography. The hospital photographer came, took some wonderful pictures of the little guy. We had his little outfit ready. I didn't know they were gonna do a photography shoot there, but I was. So we had his cute outfit, and that turned out awesome. And then, what else, Cassie?
We watched some football.
Yeah, Tennessee Volunteers. We watched them play.
Opening weekend.
That was opening weekend for college football. That was fun.
We met some dads in the elevator.
Yeah, I met 4 dads in the elevator, and I told them, we all talked about September 1st being the birthday. They were all girl dads, so 4 girls, and I was the only boy dad. And I said, okay, I'll see you all at Chuck E. Cheese on the 5th birthday. And they all laughed, but maybe they really will be there. I'll let you know. We'll probably do that just to see if somebody remembers that elevator conversation. But I think that's it. Then we had the big, we did lots of Uber Eats or DoorDash. I don't know. That was fun. It's nice being downtown. I think we should move there just for the food. Cassie agrees. Maybe we will one day. Then we did our big leave. That's when they kick you out, and they put Cassie in a wheelchair and she has to hold the baby. Like, that's the only way babies are allowed to travel in the hospital. You can't walk down the hall with a baby. They have to be on wheels, they said. So like, in our bassinet was on wheels, so when we went to the nursery, he rolled back to the room. I thought that's a interesting rule. So put him in a car seat. He had to sit in the car seat in Cassie's lap in a wheelchair. Rolled out. I went and got the car. I'm going to get the car. Cassie's rolling in a wheelchair with the baby in a car seat. Goodbye, hospital. It's time. We're in an elevator. We're discharging. Jack's coming home. Had the car ready to go whenever they got down to the lobby. And then we put Jack in the car seat, in the back seat of the car. Cassie sat beside him.
Oh wait, here it is. I've never sat in the middle seat.
Ready? That is just one of the wildest moments of the whole thing. Is like, Cassie said, I can't believe you're just letting us take him and leave with him. And the nurse said, well, you kind of brought him here. It's not like...
Technically, he came with you.
Yeah, technically he came with you, so we're not just giving you something new. Okay, I'm not going to record any more after this until we get home. I have to focus on driving. My son in the back here. See his little face? Oh my God, that little mirror works perfect. It's a big day. September the 3rd, 11:43 a.m. Just 48 hours plus a couple minutes after this little guy entered the world. Ready, Mom?
Ready.
She's ready. Yeah, that was nerve-wracking. That was hands on the wheel, 10 and 2. Like, looking at every mirror. Every bump felt deeper than it did the day before. Cassie said, when did these roads get so terrible? But the roads didn't really change. It was just everything mattered more. It was a nerve-wracking ride home. As soon as we left the hospital, we were maybe 2 miles down the road, and he spit up, and he's in his car seat, and he's just, whoop. And luckily the nurse that was discharging us, helping us get out, put one of those bulbs in the car seat. She's like, let's put this here. And Cassie, sitting right beside him in the back seat, went and sucked it out. He was fine. But then we just realized, oh, we can never go anywhere without 2 people. We got to have somebody ready to watch him, the whole time. Made it home, no incidents. Jack had a little spit up. Cassie sucked it up with a little bulb. This little bulb thing.
Let's see, how are we gonna do this?
Lifesaver. Lifesaver. Well, first we're gonna lift this thing up. And then I'm gonna set my phone over here just to get the initial shot of Jack leaving the car. There's the button. Here's the boy. That's poop bags I forgot to throw away.
I didn't come outside, so did it?
Go. We're home, baby boy. You want to bust out of this car seat? Jude, do you see your brother? You got a brother? You got a new little brother? Let's get out of this car seat. Come here, baby boy. Oh my goodness. I think that's it as far as the birth story. I'm sure there's some details that I'm forgetting that are probably hilarious and wonderful and important, but there'll be more times to talk about that.
What a surprise.
My sweet little 2-week early baby boy, Jack Gage Turner. He got Mama's maiden name as a middle name. And he's such a sweet little boy.
I feel like you're gonna break out into a song.
I got a sweet little boy yesterday. That's an inside joke. All right, I think that's it. This is Jack. Thanks for hanging out and learning about Jack's origin story. Jack, if you're watching this, look how small you used to be. You were this big. And I think you peed on me during this video.
I don't know, you're kind of sweaty in your back.
I got back sweat.
Yeah, I think it may be you.
Yeah, the sun is kind of getting me pretty hard right now. It's September the 17th. I guess he's 16 days old. Just precious and perfect. All right, Jack, hit the lens. Let's call this the end of the video. We'll see you next time.